brought out my big glass this time. Paparazzi is going to turn me into an alcoholic at this rate. Oh my god. Hello, welcome back. Sorry to do this to you again. But there's been some new developments in our anti-mlm paparazzi saga. Yeah, as the title says, the Hun bots are pretty pissed at me right now. And they are out for blood. They are looking for any way to shut my voice down, and they're failing. And it's so wonderful. But I do want to start by saying that I have merch now. They're t-shirts that say "Don't Call Me Hun" on them. I'm not wearing it right now. I probably should. I should buy some more. I only have one of them. But anyway, yeah, no, there's shirts and there's leggings and there's stickers and phone cases and stuff and sweaters and hoodies and all that. So yeah, links are in the description. Support your girl. Who knows what I'm gonna need that t-shirt money for, beach. Especially when the Hun bots are pulling out all the guns they got. Now, sorry about my background. I found this blanket in my closet and it was folded and obviously the creases are there. It is very clearly a blanket. I'm trying to get a new background. Sorry. Anyway, so the night that this all happened, it's so funny because like looking back, it was like foreshadowing as fuck, you know? My husband and I were driving to my friend's birthday party at a cute little piano bar. And I noticed that my phone notifications, which now that I'm thinking about it, I really should turn off my YouTube notifications on my phone. It's just like, it seems like it's getting my attention in my day-to-day life more than it really should, if I'm being totally honest. But anyway, I noticed that I was getting kind of like notification after notification after notification that people were leaving comments on my paparazzi exposed video, and they were all hate comments, all bunched up into the same time period. It was just one after another. And as we were driving, I told my husband, I was like, pretty sure paparazzi Huns are passing my video around. It made sense. It was getting more attention in a negative way. So whatever, that... Shut up! So that all happens, right? My cat is down here messing with my background, sorry. Yeah, so, you know, we spent this nice drive just shooting the breeze about how dumb MLM distributors are. And then, you know, we get there and we're having a good time. I'm watching this motherfucker play a guitar like nobody's business. Look at this guy. He's fucking crazy. I love him. I don't know him. I love him. When all of a sudden, I get another notification on my phone from my email. And lo and behold, the subject line is copyright takedown request received for your YouTube video. This is from YouTube Copyright Infringement Department, or whatever you want to call it, their disputes. And I saw this notification before I even opened the email. I go, Justin! I like showed him my phone and he was just like, are you serious? So I was like, oh god, here we go. And it's just glorious. Let's read it, shall we? We received the copyright infringement notification below regarding your video. We believe your content is protected by fair use, fair dealing, or a similar exception to copyright protection. We are writing to let you know that we do not plan to remove your video at this time. You have control over the availability of videos on your channel, including the ability to delete them if you choose. And then they link the paparazzi video. Please be advised, it is possible the copyright owner will approach you directly to request removal or take other action. This email is not intended as legal advice. If you are interested in more information regarding your options in this matter, you may wish to consult a qualified attorney. Please note the complaint's physical address and phone number have been redacted from this copyright infringement notification below. This information will only be shared if you intend to file a lawsuit against the complainant. Let us know if you choose to do so. Okay, so first of all of that, I'm reading this and I'm like, stupid fucking idiot, whoever you are. YouTube knows their shit. I kind of have a small idea of how YouTube shit works. I knew I was in the fair use right here, you know? I was aware of this when I was making the video. But then, so I don't know if the person who sent me this copyright infringement notification knows that they send you the entire report with all the information minus their like very personal information. I got a copy of what they sent to YouTube, and let me tell you, it's so stupid. Alright, now I'm going to not say this woman's name in this video. However, dude, my cat. As with my last paparazzi video where I talked about, if you pull my background down, I'm going to kick your butt. Come here. But as with my last paparazzi video where I was talking about that chick who was trying to sue me or whatever, which if you haven't watched that video, you probably should, because I guess there's probably a little bit of like pretense there for sure.
I love you.
I didn't use her name in that video either. Well, this is the different person. This is not the same person who tried to threaten to sue me. This is somebody else, and you can very easily find out this woman's name if you wanted to, but again, I'm just gonna go ahead and say, don't send hate to her, don't harass her or anything like that. That's not what this is for. I'm just here to point out how desperate these bitches are. Anyway, so gives me the copyright owner's name. Now, this person is the person who owns the website paparockstars.com, and if you remember correctly from my paparazzi video, this was the point in the video where we discussed a podcast, if you can call it that, where a higher level distributor within Paparazzi was doing an interview, and I made comments about it, and I used snippets of the podcast and then reacted to those snippets. So the authority to which she says she can make this complaint is that she is a podcast host and a graphic designer. Okay. Describe the work allegedly infringed. My artwork. I mean, sure, maybe you can say a podcast is art? Yeah, sure. You know what? Sure. For the sake of this, sure. A podcast is art. But also, and we will get into this in a minute, but I used pictures that I found on her website too that she made. I'm sorry, but, and I'm not here to shit on someone else's artwork, but this shit isn't artwork! Oh my god! Anyway, title of artwork, podcast episode and several copyrighted images. Type of artwork, podcast episode and several images. Where does the content appear? Here's the part that when I saw this in the sweet little piano bar right in front of the guitar player, I screamed. This chick claims that her content appears within the entire video. Okay, I'm gonna stop here for a moment. I went ahead and took timestamps of every time I used something from her website. Let me just pull those timestamps up here because it's so dumb. The entire video is 32 minutes and 33 seconds long. The first time I used either a picture or audio or anything from her website was at the 15-minute and 10-second mark. So the first 15 minutes, I'm talking about like their compensation plan and like all their bullshit MLM stuff, nothing to do with this chick and her dumb website, all right? At the 15-minute and 10-second mark is when this begins. And obviously I use a snippet and then I talk. And then I use a snippet and then I talk. And then I use a snippet and then I talk. That is how this goes here. Not a single time did my use of her content exceed 49 seconds. I had one that was 5 seconds long. All right, one was 9 seconds, one was 11 seconds. So, I mean, they're very small chunks. 49 seconds was the longest. Anyway, I added up all those timestamps and it amounted to 3 minutes and 21 seconds all together over the course of about 10 minutes. Okay, so, sorry, I don't want to start throwing numbers out and getting confusing. Let's just put this simply. Between the 15-minute mark and the 26-minute mark, so 11 minutes, all together, 3 minutes and 21 seconds was either audio or pictures from her website. 3 minutes and 21 seconds. Do you know what that means? That out of a 32-minute and 33-second long video, that is less than 10% of my video. But she says in the copyright takedown notice that her content appeared in my entire video. And I was done using her content by the 26-minute mark, and there was still 6 minutes left, 6.5 minutes left of that video. And then regarding her artwork, her because she's such a big graphic designer. Let's just go, let me just go through here. Now, it does say on the Papa Rockstar's website, word of caution here, and I feel like this was added recently. I don't remember seeing this before. Also, did you guys know, this is like totally off topic, but in my Papa Rockstars, let's just rename the company as it is. Anyway, in my paparazzi video, I mentioned that when you go to like their info on how to sign up in their like compensation plan or like packages or whatever, there is a page that like describes all the buy-ins that you can do. And in my video, and for like the weeks before then, and while I was editing the video, the website said, you know, something along the lines of there's no way to lose or guaranteed income or something like that. And I called them out on that video. Within a week of my video being up, Someone left me a comment and was like, I'm looking for that page and I can't find it anywhere. In my head, I was like, oh, well, you have to click a few different pages to get there. It's probably hard to find. Anyway, I found the page. They changed it! They changed it! From guaranteed income to what are you waiting for? I see you, paparazzi. Maybe it has nothing to do with me, but your bitch is making waves, okay? And I'm gonna sit here and say that that was my doing. Because paparazzi, y'all know that you shouldn't have been putting that shit on your website. Guaranteeing income. You can't guarantee income. God damn. Anyway, this chick put a word of caution on her website that basically says some people who make graphics for their paparazzi business are using copyrighted images and could potentially be fined or sued, and then says use images at your own risk. But she says that all images found here are available to use and are created with open source or Creative Commons license images. So we know that she's not just running around stealing other people's pictures. I just find it so hard to be able to say that any of this is artwork. I mean, I don't want to offend any graphic designers out there because what you people do is amazing. I took a graphic design class in college and I know very little about Photoshop, but I know enough to get by, you know? What you guys do, damn. Like, hats off to graphic designers. Legit graphic designers. If you have a job as a graphic designer and you made shit like this, I don't think you can call yourself a graphic designer at that point. Okay, we know this chick didn't take this picture of a koala. We know she didn't take this picture of this lady. And also, that paparazzi logo is available in PNG format that you can download off of Google. That's what I did. So it's not like she made that PNG. She used fonts, which who knows if any of those fonts are available to be used outside of personal use, because this isn't personal use at all. If you're distributing it and having other people use it, especially if they're making sales, wouldn't that make it commercial use? I don't know. I don't know the rules there. But I do know that a lot of fonts are particular about where you can use it, where you have to give credit and things like that. Is she using any of those fonts? I don't know. So basically she's trying to say that she took a royalty-free image, put text over it that may or may not be approved for use on stuff like this, and then took a PNG of paparazzi's logo and put it on there and called that art. And then after all that, said that I was using her copyrighted images. I mean, did she have permission from paparazzi to use that logo on everything she's making? Because I don't think that paparazzi approved "don't be a naked cupcake," okay? But again, she put all these images on this public website to share with customers or potential recruits. She literally says that on her website. Need some images and graphics to put on your fan page or to share with a customer or potential recruit? To even, okay, you know, these people just like dig themselves into a hole. To even mention potential recruit, like, just goes to show what your intentions are with this company in the first place. But anyway, she openly invites people to use these and doesn't give instructions on how to do so. She just posts them and says, come back often and see what's new and hot. And then at the very bottom of the notice, it says so this is still what she had signed. I state under penalty of perjury that, and then there's a bunch of other stuff. But one of the bullet points here is, I state under penalty of perjury that this notification is accurate. Sorry. I don't believe that your content was used throughout the entire video, as you said. Girl, this notification, it ain't accurate. You fucking lied. Yes, you did. And the very bottom here, I understand that abuse of this tool will result in termination of my YouTube account. I mean, is this not abuse of the tool? You lied. You straight up lied. In this form that you filled out, you freaking lied. And then maybe she didn't know that I was gonna get a copy of this, but here we are. I have it. I see everything that you put in here. It's just sad that this is the lengths that they're going to when, I mean, okay, benefit of the doubt here. You know what, never mind, I take that back, because if you work for an MLM, your livelihood is pretty much on social media. You should know how this shit works. I was about to say, oh, maybe she just doesn't understand how fair use works. If you've been on the internet for 0.5 seconds, you understand that fair use is a thing. And we all know that the copyright system on YouTube specifically is abused a lot. But YouTube, you know, they're trying. I know they're trying. It's a hard thing to enforce, you know? I am grateful that this request, this takedown request, was reviewed before they took action and then told me about it and said, hey, we're not taking down your video. We know this is fair use. Thank you, YouTube. Literally thank you for not making me have to fight this. I've had enough here. Honestly, I'm tired. This was a full bottle of wine when I bought it today. Obviously, if it was like partially drinking, I wouldn't have bought it. I'm sorry, but you're not gonna win. And especially at this point, you know, I am learning as this YouTube journey continues. I'm learning a lot about fair use. I'm learning a lot about disclaimers and things I can and cannot say, as well as production. Obviously, I don't want to keep this sheet here forever. I mean, I got other backgrounds behind here, you know, I got whatever. I'm just experimenting. This whole thing is really, it's an experiment, isn't it? So thank you for being here, first of all. I'm a little drunk, so, but that's how you know I'm speaking honestly, right? No, thank you. Really, no, thank you from the bottom of my heart if you watched this whole video. Thank you for everyone who is sticking up for me in the comments. At this point, I'm pretty much gonna stop sticking up for myself. I can't guarantee that I'm not going to ever. I'm sure there will be some comments that throw me over the edge because I just have no self-control at all. I'm trying to reel it in a little bit so that way I can live my life without constantly checking YouTube and seeing what kind of shitty things people are saying about me, because newsflash, that's not good for your mental health. And at this point, I kind of understand why YouTubers like get depressed and stuff. You know, what you do is by sticking up for me and talking to I'm playing with my phone case. I don't sorry if you guys were noticing, I was just like blah, blah, blah. It's because my phone case has these little hearts in it and they just like fall around. Isn't that pretty? Wow. Yeah, I still film on my phone at this point. Everyone gets all mad at me every time I take a sponsorship and stuff, and I'm sitting here like, yo, I don't even make enough on YouTube to buy an actual camera. I'm like filming on my phone, so I don't even want to hear it. I don't even want to hear it. What was I talking about? I think I was just saying thank you. Yeah, thank you. Thank you if you're here and still listening to me talk. I need to go to sleep, so. Merch links are in the description below. Stella Rosa is my favorite wine. I got this phone case off of Amazon for like $10. Oh, and don't join MLMs also. Okay, smell you later, bye.